make a level editor in the Mario game. Yeah, the Mario game. First of all, you open your backpack and you drag the new level editor selector and the level editor sprite inside. There are the sprites you already have. And in the child sprite, I made the new costume for the, where is it? Down. Yeah, for the ice flower, I made a new costume. So if you want that costume, you can just go to that costume and drag it into your backpack. But I already have it. But I don't have it, but I don't really want to use it. So we'll drag this in and that in, and then we delete it from our backpack so we don't have a billion things inside our backpack. I already made all the costumes 1, 2, and 3. Of course, for the time being, it won't work for 1, 2, and 3. So for the time being, the first costume 9, the second costume 10. The third costume we won't be doing yet. I'll still create the icon, but it won't do anything, obviously, because it won't work. The third tile is wood 0, not the blue tile. We'll be covering that in the next episode. This will be a very long episode because I have a lot of scripting to do. So let's get going. First of all, in the editor sprite, actually add the joystick first because I don't want to forget about this. You will make a new variable called canEdit 1 for all sprites. So what I want to do is when we are moving it, we'll put canEdit to no, and only when it's not mouse down, only when it's not mouse down, we'll set the canEdit to yes, like this. I'm pretty sure it's like this. Or is it like this? No, it's like this. Yeah, it's like that. So actually no, you put it at the top. So now if you check the canEdit variable, let me just show it real quick. You put no when you're walking around, and when you're done, why is it not setting? Okay, now when you move it's no, and when you stop it's yes. By the way, you put it at the very top here to fix it. Now in the editor sprite, oh yeah, we'll put the new when I receive, and we need to borrow the when I receive move player for circumstances. First of all, we'll make a new variable called editor for all sprite. Already, oh yeah, editor already exists. Wow, where did I get that from? Anyways, we'll set the editor to 0 in the generate level script. See now? And we'll make a new variable called brush for this sprite only. And we'll set brush to 0 at the very beginning. And we'll make another one called chosen brush for all sprites. Don't make it for this sprite only, or else it won't work. Now, when I receive move player, first of all, if less than 1, if the editor is less than 1, we'll stop this script immediately. So nothing will happen if the editor is off. And then we'll put we don't have it yet. Go to the Mario sprite and you search for the get tile at XY script. Where's the get tile at? Here it is. You'll drag it into the editor sprite. Then you'll see it is here. Yes. Now we'll get tile at the plus operator, mouse X and mouse Y plus camera X and camera Y. That'll be our mouse position on the screen. Now, and then we'll check if not mouse down. We'll stop this script. Oh no, before we stop the script, we'll set brush to 0. And now, at the bottom, we'll put if brush equals to 0. And in that, we'll put if else. If else the tile variable in the get tile at XY. No, the paper is moving around. Then if tile equals the chosen brush, then we'll set the brush to 2. And here, and in the else, we'll set the brush to chosen brush. There's lightning. Ah! And then we'll check if with the if. We'll put and contains yes. If can edit 1 contains yes. Another variable can edit 2 for all sprites. And we'll check if can edit 2 contains yes. And the other if can edit 3 for all sprites. And we'll check if can edit 3 contains yes. Obviously, I'll do all of that scripting later. So then in that, we'll check if not equals 86. If tile is equal 86, that means the tile that we're pointing at, that we're touching with the mouse pointer, is 86. That means it's the barrier. This blue barrier at the side, yeah, that's the thing. The thing. Yeah. And if we're not touching and all of the can edits equals to yes, then we'll replace item tile index of tile grid with brush. Simple as that. And obviously if I just put it here, this is what it will do. Wait, can edit is the editor is off. Let me set it to 1 real quick. So this is what it would do when we're finished. You can draw and you can erase. Draw. Nani. Obviously when you click the green flag, boom, everything is gone, yay. So we'll put that back where it should be. Actually, I have no idea why it's still... Oh, yeah, I forgot. Sorry, I was just thinking why it was still like drawing the tiles when I was moving the joystick, because it should check if can edit, all the can edits is contains yes. And I forgot just now, I put it outside. Anyways, now in the level editor sprite, the level editor selector, actually we'll do the level editor sprite, the button sprite first, because it's the one with the least amount of coding. So when the flag is clicked, not sprite, we'll go to XY 175, 155, yes. And then we'll show the sprite. And in the forever loop, we'll switch costume to editor. Start editing. Let's start editing. And if we set the editor to 1, it'll be done editing. So we'll put a if else down, and we'll check. We'll put and we'll check if we're touching the mouse pointer and the mouse is down. That means we're holding the screen, like if I'm tapping the screen, that's mouse down, then not mouse down. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, we'll set can edit. Let's set can edit to no here, and we'll set it to yes here. So that will mean we'll set it to yes when we're not touching the level editor button thingamabobber. So now we'll put when the sprite clicked, we'll put the if else editor is more than 0, then we'll set editor to 0, nothing 0. And we'll set it to 1 if it's not more than 0. So now you should see it'll change. Start editing, done editing. Start editing, done editing. You know. Okay, now we'll go to the a lot of coding area. This level editor selector took 2 pages on my book to write. Hey. In here we'll make a new block called when flag emoji flag. Click. Run without screen refresh. When the flag is clicked, we'll put a when flag is clicked. Okay, inside that we'll set size to 100. We'll switch costume to tile selector. Right, it's the tile selector, right? Yes. So after that, we'll make a new variable called selected tile. For this, that's not how you spell selected. Selected tile. For this sprite only. And we'll set selected tile to 1. The first tile we'll create. And we'll make a new variable called clone ID for this sprite only. And we'll set clone ID to 0. We'll repeat 3 because there's 3 things, and we'll change the clone ID by 1. Then we'll create clone of myself. And before that, we'll go to XY block. We'll go to 140 and -72. Okay, let me save. And under that, we'll make a new variable called amount for this sprite only. And we'll set amount to clone ID -1. Let me just save. And then we'll set the clone ID to select. Wait, is it called again? +1. Then we'll create clone of myself. Duplicate that. Clone ID to select -1. And we'll duplicate that and set clone ID to open. Then create clone of myself. And then we'll duplicate that and set clone ID to select tool. Select tool. And the select tool is this. This is the select tool, and I drew it myself, and I officially think I'm a good artist now. Because this looks amazing. Let me make this 3. Does that look better? Yeah, that looks a lot better. I don't know why I'm sick. Kind of sick though. Yeah. And then we'll make a new variable called selector for all sprites. And we'll set the selector to 0. And then we'll make another new variable called select tool, also for all sprites. And and we'll duplicate this and set the select tool to 0. Then we'll set clone ID to nothingness. And in the when flag clicked, there's some more coding to do. We'll put the forever block and we'll put the if else. If else. If the select tool equals 1, then we'll show, and if the mouse is down, we'll show mouse down. Yeah, if mouse down, then repeat until not mouse down. And then inside it we'll put the go to mouse pointer, which is my finger in this case. And then we'll go to the editor sprite, back to the get tile at XY, drag it into the level editor selector. I don't know what in the world I was saying just now. So now we'll get tile at XY, X position, Y position, plus Y, X, camera Y. Done. Woohoo! And after the repeat loop, we'll set the select tool, not that, the select tool, back to 0, and go to the editor and grab the if not tile equals 86 and drag it in here. Remove this replace item of blah blah blah. Not tile equals 86. Duplicate that. We'll put the and not tile equals 2. Because if the tile is the 2 and 2 is air, then we'll be drawing with air. Anyhow, inside that we'll set the chosen brush. Where is it? Chosen brush. Wait, brush is a for all sprite? Bruh. We'll set chosen brush to tile. We'll set chosen brush to tile. Then in this else hide, because you don't want to be showing if it's not 1. I'm weird sometimes, dude. Sometimes weird, sometimes I'm weird. I know I'm weird, so I'm weird. Okay, now the very bottom, when the sprite clicked, we put the if else equals nothingness. We'll check if the clone ID equals to nothingness, and we'll do nothing. Amazing. Where is it here? Put the if else, yes. Clone ID equals to open. Then what do we do? Just open then. We'll put another if else. And more than 0. Selector. We'll change the selector by 1, and here we'll set the selector back to 0. Clean up blocks. Now, let's see what happens when we click the green flag. Where is everything? Oh, everything is just one single costume. Oh yeah, it's just one single. Never mind. Okay. And then set if else selector more than 0, then we'll also set when it's 0, we'll set can edit 3 to yes, and here we'll put in no. Now we still can't draw. This is working, this is working, 2, this is 1. Why is it not working? The brush is the chosen brush, but why is it not working? Chosen brush is 10. Start editing. Is the selector open? No, it's 0. Oh, we don't set can edit to yes yet. At the very bottom, we'll just set can edit to yes. Wee, wee, wee. Look, you want to see a glitch? That's one of the future glitches that I will not fix, because I don't want to. You know, I'm kidding. I will fix that bug in future episodes. Now, where was I? When this right click, blah 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 blah. Set selector more than 0, can edit to yes. Set selector to 0, else can blah blah. Okay. Now in here we'll put another if else, and we'll check if the clone ID equals to select 2. Okay, then we'll put another if else, and we'll just duplicate this if else, and we'll remove the can edit 3 and can edit 1. And instead of selector, we'll put the select tool. Okay, so that should work for the select tool. Yeah, that's what I have to do, right? Select tool. Selector to 1, yes. And then in here, we'll check if clone ID contains select. Yeah, that should work, right? Yes. Okay. Then we'll broadcast. We'll broadcast clone ID. And right at the bottom of the else, we'll set chosen brush to costume name. Where is it? Costume name. Okay. Now that's all the coding for that. How many minutes has it been? 30? Okay. So now now we'll put the new thing. When I start as clone, we'll go forward 2 layers and then straight up a forever with the if else. And I'll just duplicate all of this because we'll be using all of this. Delete the insides though. We'll only be using the if else's. If else's. And the first check is select +1. The first check ever is select +1. This all goes into else. So if clone ID equals to select +1, then set size to 150. We'll set the size to 150% and we'll go to XY 210 and the Y is -120. Okay, duplicate that, put it in the else, put this in the else. We'll set size, we'll put select -1. Next page, select -1, then set size to 150. Then we'll go to X70, Y -120, same. And then we'll check if clone ID equals open. Then we'll set size to 100 and we'll go to, where is it? Where was I? Here, yes, set size 140 140 for X, Y -72. And then it's the select tool. Clone ID, yes. If clone ID is select tool, set size to 100. Go to 72, I think, if I remember. Wait, let me look at my book. Clone ID equals select tool, then set size 100. Go to 70, Y -72. Okay, correct. Else we'll set size to 200 and we'll go to 140 -72. And then wait, this was up here, sorry. We'll put another if else. Select, then the clone ID. We'll check if clone ID contains select. Wait, whatever, if else clone ID contains select, then first of all we'll switch costume to the clone ID and then switch costume to clone ID, if else selector equals. Okay, and we'll put the if else equals where's selector equals 1, then we'll show, else we'll hide. Another if else, not a contains, it's a equals, I think, right? Wait, let me see. If else contains blah blah blah, else hide ls, if else clone ID equals open. Yes, it was equals and open sesame. Then we'll switch costume to nothing +1. Just kidding, no. It's selector +1. Then we'll check with the if else. I remember this. Editor. Where's editor? Editor. Here it is. Editor is more than 0. That means it's 1, so it's on. Then you will show, else you will hide. And we'll set selector to 0. Right. Selector to 0, else switch. Then we'll switch costume to the else. Clone ID +3. Oh yes, I said 3, alright. Oh, anyways, where was I? Yes, then if just duplicate this down here, and before we show, we'll put another if else. I'll just duplicate the hide button in here. Equals. We'll check if the clone ID equals selected tile, which is the selected ID that should be shown. Of course, it doesn't do anything yet. The tile show else fine. Else fine. Yes. Okay. Now we'll put a new one I receive. What's it called? Select -1. And inside that, we'll change the selected tile by -1, -1. And we'll check if it's less than 1. The selected tile. If it's less than 1, then the tile less than 1, then change. And we'll change the selected tile by, we'll put the +1 and amount. We want the amount +1. And we'll duplicate this so it's easier. Make a new message called select +1. And we'll change selected tile by 1. And check if selected tile is more than amount +1. And we'll change selected tile by 0 minus amount +1. That should all work. Where is everything? Selector equals 1, editor more than 0. Right? Editor is 1, right? Yeah, editor is 1. Clone ID equals open. Left open. Blah 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 blah. What? Where is everything? Clone ID equals open. Switch costume selector. Yes. Editor is indeed more than 0, but it's not showing. It's more than 0. It's more than 0. Where is it not? Is it not in the forever loop? It is in the forever loop. What's happening? Or is the... No, that shouldn't happen. Why is it not doing what it's supposed to be doing? Let me just put a show in here and see if that works. That didn't do anything. I will confirm that the editor was one and it didn't show. Why does everything never work first time? Like, come on. Why can't everything work first time? I did all the coding to get nothing. What if I remove this if else? Yeah, it still doesn't show. What in the world? What in the world? Oh, it's because of the costumes. But why is it all that? Tile select. Yeah, all of that goes away. Why? But why does it do that? Clone ID is for this sprite only. And if the clone ID does indeed... Oh, it does work. Just because the selector is more than one. Now, what about the open? Yeah, the open doesn't work at all. If the selector is 0, 0 plus 1 is... Was that the problem? Oh my god, that was the problem! Now we just do this and everything is back to normal. Everything should work. Open. Why is it? Why is this like... Oh, it's negative 120. Right? Yeah. So at the when I start as clone, at the very bottom else, we'll put a go to 140 negative 120. Yes, now it works. Turn it off. It's a golden block. We'll go next. Wood. It's a wood block. We'll go next. It's that block that I mentioned earlier. And if we use this, why is the select tool not working now? Right, let me go up here. Select tool. Set select tool to that and why is it not working? This works. Why is the select tool not working? But let me copy that. Paste it in here. Yeah, exact. Oh. Instead of selector more than one, we'll change it to select tool more than one. I'm so dumb sometimes, you know. Now it's gold. And if I delete all of this, and I use the select tool and put it on the wood thing, it becomes that wood thing. Yay! So amazing, right? But that's just part 1. That's what's so exciting. Convert to bitmap. You also do this because it'll make it look a lot better. Just do that. It's the easiest thing you could do, and it makes everything easier. Yeah, you'll draw this, right? But when you're using the joystick, it won't do anything. Look. And it still scrolls. It's everything. It's just everything but better. Now I'll just save my game and hope you had fun coding.